And so I get it, right? You feel ashamed for being vulnerable, but you got to be vulnerable around the right people. And that comes with maturity and time. Over time, you should mature to be able to know who you can share certain things with. Also, have you healed from these things? Because some things you may not need to share because it's still tender, right? You're still very, very, very tender. And so, those certain things you might only want to be vulnerable with a parent, or you might want to be vulnerable with a therapist, a counselor, or a pastor or a teacher or something like that, right? So it matters who you're vulnerable with, but you need to be vulnerable. Embrace that vulnerability, because vulnerability is beautiful. Vulnerability is a type of humility, to be able to share your testimony or share your heart with people, right? And so you want to use wisdom when it comes to sharing certain things, just like me being on this. I got to use wisdom when I share certain things with you all, right? Because sometimes I may not have been healed. I can identify with a lot of things that you go through. Some things I have been healed from, some things I'm going through the healing, and some things I haven't even touched yet. But I've got to be careful with what I share certain things with and who I share it with. And so I would just say get with a support group of mature women who can handle your pain, or handle the things that you go through. But look, don't be ashamed of vulnerability, because vulnerability is definitely a strength. Just have wisdom when it comes to that. The